This KISD Coaches Show is supported by Coach Henderson Sports Photography, Modern Appliance, Killeen Veterinary Clinic, Denali Roofing, CChelle Visuals, and Cloud Real Estate.
Welcome into the Toby Foreman Show. Hope you're having a great day. It's a great day to be a gray wolf, as you always hear when you come out here to Shoemaker. And with me is Toby Foreman. And Toby's got a big thing of pickle juice that he's offered me a glass of. But, Coach, I'm going to have to refuse today.
Yeah, that's right. We have a little hydration station in here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday after we get through working out. And the kids don't like it much, but I think they've grown accustomed to it. But we don't cramp much, so that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Yep.
And you had plenty of chances to cramp when you put up 50 on Waco the other night because you were running up and down the field.
Well, that score is a little misleading. We scored on defense a couple times, scored on special teams. I really was a little disappointed in our offense because we had some missed opportunities early in the game. We threw an interception on first and goal from the 5. We fumbled the ball on a third down that would have been converted into a first and goal from the 1. And the young man just tried to reach out and make a play, but he lost control of the ball, and they picked it up and ran it back about 92 yards. And there's a funny story to that because our quarterback, Malachi Jerome, was on the opposite side of the field and went and chased the young man down, and so we preserved the shutout. So Malachi was our co-defensive MVP for that one play, So, but it says a lot about his character and how he is as a teammate.
And you got another star for the track and field, huh?
Well, yeah, he's going to be one of the guys, and he did a really good job on the freshman track team last year. But Malachi is just, he's a team guy, and if you look out there at Malachi, he's not very big. He's not very, don't weigh much. He's not the fastest guy we have, but it's what's inside of him. It's kind of the difference, and you can't measure that.
And just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. Best thing about Malachi is he's a sophomore. He'll be a junior next year. That's right.
That's great. Well, you did come out with a couple bang-ups, though, in the game?
Yeah, we did. We got a couple guys injured. One is out for the year. Xavier Smith, he did suffer a season-ending injury, and he really has done a good job this year for us. That was his third game to start at running back. We've kind of been musical chairs in because of injuries and some other things. But just really proud of him, and he had a good season. I tell you, we don't beat San Angelo Central if he's not in the backfield. I mean, he really did a good job, and then he started again against Chaparral early in the year, and then he started the other night. So 3-0 in games that he started, and we'll definitely miss him. He played on special teams, but he was a big part of our goal line package and some other things we do. So sad to see that, and a couple other injuries. The guys will be okay, but. But overall, not too many injuries. But anytime you play Waco High, you're going to be with a lot of kids in the training room the next day, and because they play a physical style of offense, and that's something that we try to do here as well. And it was a physical game.
Yeah, it's a different Waco team than it was a couple years ago. They've kind of got that ship uprighted, haven't they?
Yeah, new head coach. This is his second year, and they didn't stop playing. I mean, they got after it. They're not great on offense. I think they're musical chairs at quarterback, and the young man that played the other night, he didn't play very well, and we held him to under 50 yards. And anytime you do that, it's going to be a lopsided score.
Well, Cleburne up for you. And you got these final weeks that you need to get that spot in the playoffs because it's going to be up for grabs, that third and fourth spot there, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Cleburne's a team that their record doesn't indicate it, but, they'll play good in spurts, and we watched them earlier in the year. They played Killeen High, and I think the score was 23-7 in that game. And then the Ellison game a couple weeks ago, it was a close game for a half, and then they just had some turnovers, and Ellison really got after them on defense in the second half and blew the thing wide open. But they'll play with you. If you don't come out, prepared and get after it, they'll play with whoever. It's going to be a home game for them. It's going to be their senior night. First time we're going to play on a grass field in I don't know how long.
Wow.
And that's what we're doing today. We're practicing. We're going to a grass field and practicing over there at Smith Middle School. So we want to be prepared. I'm telling our kids, bring all your cleats. I don't want any excuses on why you're not playing well or cutting well or whatever situation. So, but their head coach, Coach Woodard, he does a really good job in his first year. You can tell, he's very, very, very young. This is the youngest team we've played all year. And, they have 2 starters on offense and 2 on defense that are seniors. And that's it. I think earlier in the year they had more, but talking to their coach, they've had a lot of season-ending injuries. So with that, one would think, well, they won't be as good, but it's hard to prepare because you don't know who's going to show up and play. So especially when it comes like quarterbacks and running backs and things like that. So if it's a different quarterback, it's a different scheme. It's like I said last week against Waco High.
Right.
We were expecting number 1 last week, and we got number 9. And it's a different play call for those guys. So we'll see what happens this week, but we do feel good about our chances, and if we'll go up there and play, Shoemaker Gray Wolf football will be just fine.
How quick did you adjust to something like that, or how quick did you?
We adjusted pretty quick. I mean, with number 9 last week, they throw the ball more.
Right.
With number 1, they still use him as a wildcat. He's more of a running quarterback. So it's a numbers game. Yeah. When there's a quarterback that throws it and don't run it, you're playing 11 on 10 as far as the run game goes. When there's a quarterback that runs it more, you're playing 11 on 11. You got to count for that guy. So it's a different call on defense that we make. But either way, we'll have a plan for whoever shows up at Cleburne. And their issue really is not the quarterback. Their issue is all over the place. I mean, but it's not the quarterback. Their quarterback is Landry Shields. He's one of their 2 senior starters on offense, and he's been pretty consistent. He has a big arm. He can throw it a long ways. We saw him hit a deep post to open up the game against Killeen High. That went for about 60. So like I said, he's got a real big arm.
Wow, big plays.
Yeah, and their big playmaker is number 8, Dorian Potter. I don't have his stats in front of me, but he really does a good job of being there and being around the ball a lot, making plays on offense, and he plays some on defense. They have a couple guys that go both ways. Number 10, Malachi Cunningham. He's a freshman. He starts at the slot and he starts at corner. Wow. And like I said, number 8, Dorian Potter. He'll come in as a safety and he'll have a lot of playing time at receiver.
And you guys ready?
We are prepared. Yeah, we had a great week of practice and we're prepared.
Yeah. And pretty healthy, pretty much. I know you, like we said, got those injuries you talked about earlier. But,
yeah, really, the only guy we're holding out is, of course, he's out for the year now. Is number 12, Xavier Smith. Besides Xavier, everybody else has overcome their injuries, and now we're moving forward with it.
Well, I tell you, Hicks has had a good year too, hasn't he?
Hicks has had a good year. Matter of fact, I benched him at the end of the 3rd quarter of that. I told him to take his stuff off. So he kind of looked at me like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, I'm sure." So. He didn't play probably.
Because he had some nagging injuries earlier.
He has, and he's a guy that Hicks not very big.
He'll put the pads on, and say, "I'm ready, coach."
Exactly. I mean, soaking wet. I don't think he weighs 160 pounds. That's not. And he plays running back. And with Xavier being out, now he's got to carry the ball more. He had about 9 or 10 carries the other day, and Hicks is one of those guys where he don't say much. He's not like a rah-rah guy or whatever. He'll just kind of score a couple touchdowns and flip the ball to the official, and he'll be over there just waiting, but he plays everywhere. He's a kick returner. He's a slot. He's a punter sometimes. He's a running back. He does whatever we ask him to do, and that's one of the good things about him is he's very versatile. He can do a lot of different things.
Team. That's what it's all about, and I think you got them together here, buddy.
Yep, he's a team guy, and we got a bunch of team guys, and you're right, and that's why we are where we are with the opportunity that we have, to move forward and the opportunity to be a playoff team still. We gotta take care of our business. I mean, I'd like to win this game this week, and then win one next week and the next and keep it going. But right now our focus is on Cleburne, and if we take care of that, we're just one step closer to, punching our ticket, and that's what we want to do.
Okay, break out the bug spray and get after it, buddy. Good luck to you.
That's exactly right. I hadn't used off in a while. But we will be spraying a lot of off this week going up in Cleburne, Texas. I'm sure there's some skiers somewhere up there, and I just don't want them biting on my leg or my neck or anything like that. But if you get a chance to come out, you can watch a great ball game, 7 o'clock tip-off, right there. They call it The Rock in Cleburne, Texas. And fans drive safe, and we appreciate you. As always, go Gray Wolves.